afternoon. I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Brian Taft. The big story on Action News today is that major breakthrough in two recent homicides. Both victims were shot and killed in tow trucks. A third person was injured. Authorities say the suspect is the owner of a tow company. He is still on the run right now.
Action News.
On a cold January evening in 2026, 25-year-old Aaron Whitfield Jr. sat in his tow truck outside a smoke shop in Northeast Philadelphia. His girlfriend was right there beside him in the passenger seat. They were probably talking about their day, maybe making plans for dinner, just living their normal lives. And then, out of nowhere, a silver Honda Accord slowed down next to them. Within seconds, gunfire erupted. Multiple shots tore through the truck, hitting Aaron in the head and body. His girlfriend was shot in the leg. By the time police arrived at Mur3ered and Bustleton Avenue, Aaron was gone, dead at the scene at just 25 years old. His girlfriend survived, but she had to watch the man she loved die right next to her. Now, before we go any further into this absolutely horrifying story, if you're interested in true crime cases like this, cases that dig deep into the darkness that lurks in our everyday world, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Shadow Crime, and click that bell icon so you never miss an update. Because trust me, this case gets even darker than you think. So who was Aaron Whitfield? He wasn't some random target. Aaron was a tow truck driver for a company called 448 Towing and Recovery. He lived on Clearview Street in Philadelphia with his family. His parents described him as their only boy, someone they loved deeply. Aaron was just trying to make an honest living in a city where making that honest living can sometimes get you killed. And here's where this story takes a really disturbing turn, because Aaron's murder wasn't random. It wasn't a robbery gone wrong. It wasn't road rage. This was targeted. And Aaron knew it was coming. How did he know? Because just 3 weeks earlier, on December 22nd, Aaron had watched his co-worker get shot. David Garcia Morales, only 20 years old, was sitting in his tow truck in broad daylight around 12:17 in the afternoon on Torresdale Avenue when a blue Jeep Grand Cherokee pulled up next to him. Someone opened fire, hitting David in the neck and thigh. Aaron actually helped pull David from his truck after the shooting. He visited him in the hospital. Can you imagine that? Trying to comfort your friend, hoping he'll pull through, knowing that whoever did this is still out there. David fought for 4 days at Temple University Hospital before he died on December 26th. His mother later said that David's organ saved 6 lives. 6 people are alive today because of him. But David should still be here too. So Aaron knew the danger. He knew someone was targeting tow truck drivers from his company. And yet, what choice did he have? Stop working? Live in fear? He probably thought he'd be careful, thought maybe it was over, but it wasn't over.
Right now, 4 o'clock, this is the man Philadelphia police say is responsible for 2 deadly tow truck shootings in Northeast Philadelphia. 27-year-old Najee Williams was officially charged today, and authorities say he should be considered armed and dangerous. It is Wednesday afternoon. I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Brian Taft. The big story on Action News today is that major breakthrough in 2 recent homicides. Both victims were shot and killed in tow trucks. A third person was injured. Authorities say the suspect is the owner of a tow company. He is still on the run right now.
Action News reporter John Paul is live at Philadelphia Police headquarters with more on the man police are looking for and reaction from the parents of one of the victims. John.
Yeah, Sarah, Brian, police here at headquarters are calling this part of a territory dispute. They've just named their suspect in these shootings, but they don't know where he is. The only thing they know at this point is that he's armed and dangerous.
I'm here to announce the arrest warrant for a Najee Williams.
Tonight, the Fugitive Task Force is hunting for 27-year-old Najee Williams. Police say he shot and killed 2 people and injured a third in 2 separate shootings since December. It was part of a territory dispute involving tow truck drivers. Police say Williams owned his own tow company, NKW Towing.
We do have some predatory tow truck operators operating in the city of Philadelphia. I'm here to tell you now, there is no area they own in the city of Philadelphia.
The first shooting was December 22nd on the 4200 block of Torresdale Avenue. 22-year-old David Garcia Morales was found dead inside of his tow truck. 3 weeks later, on January 11th, another tow truck driver was shot. 25-year-old Aaron Whitfield was killed inside his truck another person injured. Surveillance video shows a silver Honda pulling up next to his tow truck that was parked outside of a smoke shop in Northeast Philadelphia. Police say 2 people in that Honda fired at least a dozen shots, but that car has now been recovered.
I was so happy. I felt like I hit the lottery.
I sat down with Whitfield's parents, who just buried their son on Friday. They thought this day would never come.
Just a closure.
Yes.
You don't want this to linger on for the rest of your life.
Rest of your life.
You don't want this.
You took my only boy away from me for no reason.
They hope that Williams decides to turn himself in so they can find closure.
Hopefully he'll have a guilty conscience and he'll realize that Aaron was not the person that he should have done it to.
Now, Sarah, police say that Williams was last seen in Montgomery County. They're asking anyone who sees them to call right away. We're live tonight outside police headquarters. John Paul, Channel 6 Action News. Sarah?
Well, there's photos out there now, so hopefully somebody quickly makes that call. John, thank you.
The question everyone was asking was why? Why would someone hunt down tow truck drivers? And this is where the story gets really twisted, because we're not just talking about 2 murders. There might be a 3rd victim that police are investigating. Back in November 2025, a 26-year-old man named Aaron Smith-Sims was shot inside his truck on North Hick Street. He died from his injuries on January 4th, 2026. Now, Aaron Smith-Sims wasn't exactly a tow truck driver, but he worked as what they call a spotter. You know what a spotter does? They drive around the city with police scanners, listening for accidents, and then they call tow truck companies to get there first. It's a hustle, right? And Aaron Smith-Sims was connected to the same company. 448 Towing and Recovery. 3 people, 3 murders, all connected to the same towing company. And here's what makes this absolutely chilling. Police believe all 3 murders were committed by the same person, a rival tow truck operator named Najee Williams. Now, let me explain something to you about the towing industry in Philadelphia, because this is crucial to understanding why people are literally dying over this. The towing business is cutthroat. I mean seriously competitive. These drivers are racing each other to accident scenes because whoever gets there first gets the job. There's supposed to be a system where police dispatch towing companies on a rotation, keeping things fair. But that's not how it actually works on the streets. Tow operators hire spotters to listen to police scanners, and they show up at crash scenes before the cops even arrive. They convince people to use their service right there on the spot. It's aggressive, it's predatory, and apparently it can be deadly. Najee Williams owned his own towing company called NKW Towing and Recovery. He was 27 years old and running his own operation in North Philadelphia. His Facebook page for the company had posts about accidents with messages like, "Involved in an accident or see one, call me." There was even a post from 2024 that said something like he'd left the streets in a paddy wagon, came back home and got right to it. Been home for 2 years and felt blessed to have his freedom back. Now, we don't know for sure who wrote that post, but it tells you something about the world we're talking about here. Police Staff Inspector Ernest Ransom put it bluntly. He said it could be over territory. These tow operators believe they have territory in the city, but here's the thing, they don't. No one owns the streets. No one has a right to claim certain areas as theirs and kill people who cross into them. But that's exactly what investigators believe happened. Najee Williams allegedly saw 448 Towing and Recovery as competition, as people encroaching on what he thought was his territory. And his solution was to eliminate them, one by one. Think about that for a second. 3 young men dead over towing cars, over who gets to hook up a vehicle and make a few $100s. Is any amount of money worth taking someone's life? Is any business territory worth destroying families?
And Kelly, they're continuing to look at a turf war as a possible motive here. You spoke with the families of both victims tonight. What are they sharing with you?
Well, Sheba, they tell me they have a little bit of relief tonight knowing that there is an individual that police are looking for, but they say it still doesn't bring either of their sons back. They also tell me they never heard of this man before today. Police say they are working with the U.S. Marshals to locate him.
I hope you rot. I hope you rot in jail for the rest of your life.
Just turn yourself in.
Turn yourself in. Ain't no.
You can't run and hide forever.
Two grieving families with a message now that they have a face and a name. Philadelphia police announcing today Najee Williams is wanted in connection with the murders of 20-year-old David Garcia Morales and 25-year-old Aaron Whitfield Jr., both tow truck operators with 448 Towing and Recovery. Williams, according to police, owns NKW Towing and Recovery, LLC, seen here on their TikTok page. We stopped by their listed address in North Philadelphia but found no signs or vehicles associated with the company. Police say a territory dispute is still a possible motive.
We do have some predatory tow truck operators operating in the city of Philadelphia. I'm here to tell you now, there is no area they own in the city of Philadelphia.
This tow truck war has got to stop.
Whitfield, according to police, was shot and killed the night of January 11th on Mur3ered in Northeast Philadelphia. Surveillance video shows a gray Honda slow down alongside his tow truck. Several flashes of gunfire, then it pulls away. Whitfield's girlfriend was also injured in the shooting. Police say they recovered the Honda across the city in West Philadelphia.
Aaron never complained about anybody.
Never complained.
He was always happy. He was always happy, and he just worked.
About 3 weeks earlier, in the middle of the day on December 22nd, police say Garcia Morales was shot multiple times in his tow truck on Torresdale Avenue and died days later. The Jeep associated with that drive-by shooting was never recovered. His mom, who asked that we do not show her face, says her son loved everyone and had a heart of gold. She says Whitfield stayed with her son after he was shot until police arrived.
He was just at the hospital with us. He was hurt. He was very hurt by it. They were friends. They really were friends. And my son was just a baby. They were both babies, actually. And I feel like now that they're both laid to rest and with God, that now we can fight for justice. That's my goal now.
Now, police initially said these two killings were linked to a 26-year-old man who was shot back on November 23rd and died in January. Today, they would only say that connection is still under investigation. There is a $20,000 reward that leads to an arrest and conviction. If you have any information on Williams' whereabouts, they ask that you call 215-686-TIPS or 911.
And here's what really gets me about this case. The investigation actually cracked it. Police found a silver Honda Accord that was used in Aaron Whitfield's murder. Turns out it had been stolen, and when forensic teams went through that car, they found evidence that led directly to Najee Williams. Surveillance footage from both shootings also pointed to him. The pieces came together. On January 28th, 2026, the district attorney's office approved charges against Williams for murder, conspiracy, firearms violations, and recklessly endangering another person. Finally, the families would get justice, right? Except there's one massive problem. Najee Williams disappeared. He's been on the run ever since. The U.S. Marshals are looking for him. Philadelphia Police Department's Fugitive Task Force is hunting him. He was last spotted in Montgomery County, but after that, nothing. He's considered armed and extremely dangerous, and there's a $20,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. But as of right now, he's still out there somewhere. Can you imagine being Aaron Whitfield's parents? They had just buried their only son when they learned that police had finally identified the suspect and issued a warrant. His mother, Kimberly Randleman, said she felt like she hit the lottery when she heard the news. But that lottery feeling must have faded fast when they realized the man who killed their son was running free. Aaron's father said, "You took my only boy away from me for no reason. It's hurtful." No reason. That's what haunts me. There was no reason that justifies any of this. David Garcia Morales' family is living with the same pain. His mother watched her 20-year-old son die in a hospital bed, clinging to life for 4 days before his body gave out. And if Aaron Smith Sims is connected to these murders like police suspect, that's another family destroyed. Another mother, another father, brothers, sisters, friends, all left wondering why their loved one had to die. And this isn't even the first time Philadelphia's towing industry has been soaked in blood. Back in 2017, employees from a company called Bob's Towing were targeted. 2 of them were killed within 24 hours of each other. A contract killer was eventually caught and sentenced to life in prison for murdering 6 people total. The towing industry in Philadelphia has historic ties to organized crime. It's an industry where exploitative business practices and criminal activity have festered for years. So here are the questions I want you to think about. What drives a person to believe that a stretch of road, a neighborhood, a territory belongs to them so completely that they're willing to kill for it? How does someone rationalize hunting down young men who are just trying to earn a paycheck and support themselves? And maybe the bigger question, why hasn't this industry been cleaned up? How many people have to die before real change happens? Najee Williams is still out there. Maybe he's watching this video right now. Maybe someone watching this knows exactly where he is. If you have any information about Najee Williams' whereabouts, please call Philadelphia police at 215-686-8477. That $20,000 reward is waiting, but more importantly, 3 families are waiting for justice. They're waiting to see the man who destroyed their lives face the consequences of what he's done. If this case moved you, if it made you think about the violence that hides in plain sight in industries we don't pay attention to, hit that like button and share this video. Subscribe to Shadow Crime because we're committed to telling these stories, to making sure victims like Aaron Whitfield, David Garcia Morales, and Aaron Smith Sims aren't forgotten. Click that bell icon so you're here for every update, including when Najee Williams is finally brought to justice. Because he will be caught. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Until next time, stay safe out there.